You're paying between $400 and $600 every single year to heat water. Every single year. Not to cool your home, not to run your appliances, just to heat the water that comes out of your tap and your shower. And the tank sitting in your basement or utility closet right now was specifically designed to make sure that number never goes down. In Okinawa, Japan, families have been heating water for free for over 300 years. Using a system that costs $5 in materials, requires zero electricity, zero gas, and zero maintenance. It sits on the roof. It uses nothing but sunlight, and it works on cloudy days. The water heater industry has known about this since 1952, and in 1952, they made sure you would never find out. Here's the number that changes everything. The average American household spends $400 to $600 a year just on water heating. That's 18% of your total energy bill going to one appliance. A standard tank water heater costs $800 to $1,500 to purchase. It lasts 8 to 12 years before failing. Over 30 years, you will buy 3 water heaters and spend $2,400 to $4,500 just on equipment alone. Add operating costs, and you are looking at $18,000 to $24,000 over 30 years. Heating water in a tank that loses heat the moment it produces it. The Japanese system costs $5 in materials for a basic setup. Zero operating costs. It lasts 25 to 40 years with no moving parts. Over 30 years, your total water heating cost is $5. $24,000 versus $5. That gap is not an accident. It is a business model. The people profiting from that business model spent 70 years making sure you believed the tank in your basement was your only option. Now let me show you why the tank is a trap. Your water heater works by filling a 40 to 80 gallon tank with cold water, heating it to 120 degrees Fahrenheit using a gas burner or electric element, and then keeping it hot 24 hours a day, whether you use it or not. Engineers call this standby heat loss. Your tank is radiating heat into the surrounding air constantly, every hour of every day. You are paying to heat water that is sitting there getting cold so you can heat it again. The Department of Energy's own data shows that standby heat loss accounts for 20 to 45% of total water heating costs. You are paying hundreds of dollars per year to keep water hot that you are not using. That is not an engineering limitation. That is a design choice. The Okinawan system works on a principle so simple, it seems obvious once you see it. You place a dark-colored container on your roof. Sunlight heats the water inside directly. Hot water rises, cold water sinks, creating natural circulation without pumps or electricity. By midday on a clear day, water temperatures reach 140 to 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Even on overcast days, diffuse sunlight raises temperatures 30 to 40 degrees above ambient. No tank, no standby loss, no gas line, no electric element, no thermostat to fail, no anode rod to replace, no sediment to flush. Okinawan families have used variations of this system for 300 years. They understood the physics without the engineering terminology. Dark surfaces absorb heat. Water moves when temperatures differ. Rooftops receive maximum sunlight. Simple, observable facts they built a system around. And here's where it gets interesting. Japan today leads the world in solar water heating adoption. Over 10 million Japanese households use solar water heaters. The Japanese government tracked 40 years of performance data across these installations. average annual savings were $380 to $520 per household. The system lifespan is 25 to 40 years. Maintenance requirements were zero in 94% of monitored installations. The technology works. Japan proved it at scale across 10 million homes over 40 years. Then, in 1952, the American water heater industry did something that buried this knowledge for 70 years. In 1952, the Gas Appliance Manufacturers Association published a report that classified solar water heating as experimental and unsuitable for residential application. Their stated concerns were reliability and cost. But the Gas Appliance Manufacturers Association was funded entirely by gas appliance manufacturers. The people writing the reliability report were the same people selling gas water heaters. That same year, Rheem Manufacturing, the largest water heater producer in America, lobbied the Federal Housing Administration to require conventional water heaters in all FHA-insured mortgages. The FHA insured the majority of American home loans. One lobbying effort made conventional water heaters mandatory in virtually every new American home. By 1960, the solar water heating industry in America had collapsed. The numbers make the motive clear. The American water heater market is worth $4.2 billion annually. The average household replaces their water heater 3 times in 30 years, at $800 to $1,500 per unit. Every solar water heater installed is 3 tank water heaters that never get sold, plus 30 years of gas or electricity revenue that never gets collected. Rheem reported $1.8 billion in revenue in 2023. A.O. Smith reported $3.5 billion. Bradford White, State Water Heaters, Kenmore. The entire industry depends on you replacing an appliance every 10 years that a $5 rooftop system makes permanently unnecessary. In 2008, the Energy Policy Act included provisions that would have required solar water heating consideration in new residential construction. The Air Conditioning, Heating, and Refrigeration Institute spent $12.3 million lobbying against the provision. It was removed from the final bill. In 2019, California proposed requiring solar water heating in new homes. The water heater industry submitted 847 pages of objections. The proposal was modified to allow conventional heaters as the default option. The foxes keep writing the rules for the henhouse. Now, if you are thinking this only works in sunny climates, stay with me because this next part is specifically for you. Solar water heating works in every American climate, including Minnesota, Maine, and Michigan. Here is how. The basic system requires 4 components: a solar collector, a dark-colored flat panel or tube array placed on your south-facing roof, a storage tank that holds the heated water, a circulation path between the collector and the tank, and a backup element for extended cloudy periods. The $5 version that Okinawan families used for generations requires only a dark container and roof access. Modern adaptations cost $200 to $800 in materials for a complete system. Professional installation runs $2,000 to $4,000. But here is what changes the math entirely. The federal solar tax credit covers 30% of installation costs. Many states add an additional 10 to 25% credit. In most states, a professionally installed solar water heating system costs the homeowner $800 to $1,400 after tax credits. It pays for itself in 2 to 4 years. Then it runs free for 25 to 40 years. A woman in Phoenix, Arizona installed a solar water heater in 2018 for $2,800 before tax credits. After federal and state credits, her out-of-pocket cost was $980. Her annual water heating bill dropped from $520 to $40, with a backup electric element used for 14 cloudy days per year. She saved $480 in the first year. Her system paid for itself in 26 months. Since 2020, she has heated water for free. Over the system's 40-year lifespan, she will save $19,200 from a $980 investment. That is what a $5 Okinawan principle looks like scaled to a modern American home. The physics the Okinawan families understood 300 years ago is the same physics Japan proved across 10 million homes over 40 years. Dark surfaces absorb sunlight. Hot water rises. Rooftops receive maximum solar exposure. No corporation can patent sunlight. No utility company can meter it. No manufacturer can make you replace it every 10 years. But in 1952, one lobbying effort made sure you would spend $24,000 on something the sun does for free. In 2008, $12.3 million made sure the law would not change. In 2019, 847 pages made sure the default stayed the same. The sun does not care about lobbying budgets or quarterly earnings reports. It rises every morning and heats whatever surface you put in front of it. It has done this for 4.5 billion years. It will do it long after every water heater tank ever manufactured has rusted through and been hauled to the landfill. The Japanese families in Okinawa never forgot this. They built around what the sun was already doing because they never needed anyone's permission to use what was freely available. You were just never told you had the same option. Now you do. Drop your state in the comments and tell me what you pay annually for hot water. Tell me if you have a south-facing roof because that is the only requirement for this system to work. If you are the kind of person who believes simple solutions get buried when they threaten billion-dollar industries, you already know what to do. Next week, I am showing you the Japanese wood preservation method that makes any fence last 300 years using a technique that costs $2 and that the lumber industry tried to have classified as a fire hazard in 1987. They failed. And the reason they failed is a story you need to hear.